No, 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 no. Batman! Just kidding. It's me, Lee. And today we're going to talk about emptying your cup. So stay tuned. So you may have heard the man himself, Bruce Lee, talk about emptying your cup. But what does he mean by that? And there's actually other things that can be wrong with the cup than just being full. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so the first thing that can be wrong with your cup, obviously, is that it could be full. If the cup is full to the top, I can't put anything else in it or else it will overflow. So first, it has to be empty so that you can put something in it. That seems obvious. So how does this relate to martial arts training? Well, when you fill the cup, if the cup is already full, I can't put anything else. So let's say I took 5 Dragons Super Extravaganza Kung Fu style. And then I go to someone and they are trying to teach me Praying Mantis Kung Fu, okay? And every time they show me a technique, I go, well, in 5 Dragon Kung Fu Super Extravaganza Kung Fu style, we do this, or we did that, or they taught it this way. Well, if you thought that style was so great, why are you now in Praying Mantis Kung Fu? Why are you trying to learn from somebody else? Why am I even here? If you thought it was so good, go back and learn from them. But I promise you that you won't expand your martial arts knowledge by staying with one teacher or staying with one style. Okay, so the second thing that could be wrong with your cup is it has a lid on it. Now this may seem like having the water on it or being full because you can't put anything in, but actually the cup can be empty and still have a lid on it. This is someone who is closed off to any other martial art ideas, right? So let's say you're a striker and you don't want to learn how to grapple or wrestle, or you're a wrestler and you don't want to learn how to strike, that sort of thing. You're going to limit yourself. So you want to remove the lid so you can let information in, even if it's just so you have an idea of what's happening. Maybe you don't want to practice it, maybe you don't want to study it, but at least you know something about it. So remove your lid. The next thing that can be wrong with the cup is it could have something in it like poison, right? So no matter what good information or what good liquid you put in there, if you take that knowledge in or take that drink in, it's going to poison you. So you see this sometimes. You can see it with the student who has bad intentions, like, oh, I'm going to use my martial arts to beat up somebody, or I want to learn how to beat somebody up, maybe like a revenge type of thing. But probably more you see it from the teachers, where the teacher is teaching you incorrectly or teaching you something that's going to eventually hurt you with the wrong attitude, right? So we see the most common example, if you dating myself here, like the Karate Kid. We had the Cobra Kai dojos. That sensei was teaching them a way that wasn't really in conjunction with the martial way. So that would be poison in your cup. Okay, the next one is a very common one. This is when you have a hole in the bottom of your cup. So no matter what you do, no matter how much you put in, it just leaks out, right? So nothing is being retained in the cup. And this is like not practicing in martial arts, okay? The only way to get good and to retain this stuff is if you practice it. So the amount that you practice it is going to show how much you retain it and how good you get at it. So I have always had this issue where I teach a technique and students will do the technique until they get it right. And then they sit around just looking at me like, hey, we got the technique. What's the next thing coming? And I always tell them, keep practicing. That's the secret. It's to keep practicing. If you don't practice, you're gonna lose it, right? You have to do it at least 1,000 times to retain it, probably 10,000 times to master it, and who knows how much longer after that. And even when you think you've mastered a technique, it depreciates over time if you don't practice it. So you may master a technique, you're gonna have to come back and learn and practice that again, or else it's going to get worse. It's going to get slower, it's going to get less sharp. that sort of thing. So you always have to practice these skills. That's the real secret. You can't just go to a self-defense seminar, learn how to escape a bear hug or something, and be able to do that in real life. In reality, you're going to have to practice that technique over and over and over in order for it to work in real application. So don't have a hole in your cup. You can fix that hole through practice. Keep on practicing. And the last thing that can be wrong with your cup is that it's broken. Okay? This we can't fix. Nothing to do about that, right? That's something, maybe you got hit too hard. I don't know. Maybe you have other problems, but your cup is broken. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, your cup isn't broken, but that's the last thing that it can be. Your cup could be crushed. So hope you liked this video. If you have any comments or questions, please ask them below, and I'll see you next week.